Y'all, the streets are saying that Beyonce is in her flop era after she found it hard to sell out her Cowboy Carter Tour, even though the tickets have been available for a while now. If y'all have been following the tea about Beyonce and her ventures, then you know that there have been reports of how she hasn't been performing as well as expected. We thought that things were going to be different with the tour, but multiple sources are now claiming that several shows are still not sold out, which is weird considering that everyone expected the tour to sell out in minutes. But now, rumor has it that Beyonce's dad, Matthew, might hold Jay-Z responsible for Beyonce not selling out the tour, and it looks like there might be some bad blood between the two men. So did Jay-Z sabotage Beyonce, or is she suffering from the consequences of his messy SA lawsuit? Let's break this down. Okay, so like I said, this isn't the first time that Beyonce has been reported to be flopping, because I know y'all remember Ivy Park and how it didn't live up to the expectation. Now, you'd expect that someone of Beyonce's standing wouldn't have issues selling out, but Ivy Park just wasn't doing it for a lot of people. I have to give Beyonce her props. When Ivy Park first dropped, it was a whole moment. The brand was flying off the shelves with fans ready to risk it all just to get their hands on a piece. And honestly, it made sense. Beyonce isn't one of those celebrities who constantly flood the market with random merch. When she puts her name on something, people expect quality, exclusivity, and a little bit of that queen bee magic. The first few collections had everybody talking and sales were through the roof. But as time went on, the hype started to cool down. What was once a must-have turned into something people weren't rushing to buy anymore. According to insiders, the brand wasn't just struggling, it was actually losing money. And that's a little shocking because you'd think her name alone would keep the brand thriving. But apparently, even the biggest superstars aren't immune to the fashion industry's ups and downs. According to an in-depth analysis by the Wall Street Journal, Ivy Park sales crashed by over 50% and only brought in about $40 million in 2022. And this amount is a total from all the drops that the brand did in 2022. Now, this might seem like a lot of money, but it fell way below the projected range of Adidas, which partnered with the brand. The Journal said, sales of Ivy Park tumbled by more than 50% to about $40 million in 2022, coming in below internal Adidas projections for $250 million in sales that year, documents reviewed by the Wall Street Journal show. However, a spokesperson for Adidas spoke to Forbes and said, assumptions about Ivy Park are not correct. Its partnership with Ivy Park is strong and successful, and it continues to be inspired by our collective vision and are proud of the work we have created together. The company does not disclose key financial figures for individual product categories. Well, the line was eventually canceled by Adidas, so it probably wasn't making all that money. After the cancellation, Beyonce tried out several other new business launches, and they seem to be doing quite well. She started her perfume line, her Sacred hair line, and her Sir Davis whiskey line. Now, we don't know much about how well Sir Davis is doing after the initial hype around the launch, but Sacred seems to be doing quite well. There have been raving reviews all over social media about the line, and fans seem to be obsessed because a lot of the products are constantly sold out. So yeah, she seems to have found her footing when it comes to her businesses, which is why it's surprising that several news outlets are claiming that she is struggling in the major area where she has always excelled, her music. She announced the Cowboy Carter Tour weeks ago, and some reports are saying that the shows are not selling out as expected. The only shows that have sold out are the 3 shows in Paris, and her LA shows are still struggling to sell out. Well, multiple fans have called her out for how expensive the tickets are, with some tickets going as high as $5,000, and those aren't even the VIP tickets. The economy isn't exactly in a good place right now, and a lot of people seem to think that she is doing too much with those prices. However, there are speculations that the high ticket prices aren't the only reason she isn't selling out, because some people are saying that the scandal surrounding her husband Jay-Z might have a thing or two to do with it. I'm talking about the scandal where he was accused of allegedly SA-ing a girl after the VMAs back in 2000. According to a lawsuit filed by the attorney, defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, then a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns SA in the minor. Many others were present at the after party but did nothing to stop the SA. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes that he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. Jay-Z immediately slammed the lawsuit and accused the lawyer of extortion, saying, the statement said, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. Well, the lawsuit has been dropped after after it was discovered that it had no merit. The alleged victim was reported to have revealed that she was forced and coerced into naming Jay-Z in the lawsuit by the lawyer, who Jay-Z believes to be after his own selfish gains. But even though he has been exonerated, it was still a very messy period for him, and the scandal painted him and his family in a bad light, which likely affected Beyonce's ticket sales because there were calls for her to be canceled alongside her husband. And get this, fans are now speculating that Beyonce's father Matthew might feel the same way about this and how the scandal affected his daughter. In case y'all forgot, Matthew used to be Beyonce's manager before she fired him when she found out that he had been mismanaging her funds. It also didn't help that he cheated on her mom and got someone else pregnant. However, Jaguar Wright has always called BS on this, claiming that Matthew handed over control of Beyonce to Jay-Z when they got married.
It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry. He married her and he got to have control of the Houston rap scene behind the scenes. Matthew Knowles handed it over to him, and then he fucked daddy over, moved him out the way, and took the whole bitch for himself.
No.
They were supposed to share that. They supposed to share. But Sean Carter don't share so good. He likes to keep everything all to himself. And anything that he can't move around or move out the way, he'll just remove.
I'm not saying that Beyonce was really sold to Jay-Z, but if this is what happened, then it would explain why some people think that Matthew would be offended that Jay-Z dragged her into this SA mess, even though he has been vindicated. However, fans are convinced that the expensive tickets are the reason she's not selling out, and they left comments saying, well, maybe if they weren't $300 for a nosebleed in select cities people can't get to travel to because of the economy, they would sell better. I love her so much, but those prices are killing me. I think it was bad timing because she is greedy. Her fans run out of money because her tickets are expensive, and she was just on tour recently. And I've always wanted to see Beyonce perform live as well as other artists that I like, but the thing is, these ticket prices are out of control, and everyone wants to go on tour at the same time. People can't afford to spend hundreds of dollars for a concert ticket. But I want to know what y'all feel about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments and check out this next video.